This story is about a man uncovering his wife's affairs with his father and executing a cold, calculated revenge, leaving the betrayers powerless.
My phone buzzed at the table. A single line lit the screen. Stuck at work. Happy 36th. I stared at it until the words lost meaning. The restaurant around me breathed softly, cutlery clinking, wine glasses kissing, low laughter. Romantic, thoughtfully chosen by a man who still believed in effort. I sat alone. Minutes stretched, then an hour, then another. I ordered nothing after the first drink. I wanted to stay sharp. I wanted to remember every detail. When the waiter finally came with the bill, she didn't place it down right away. Her hand hovered. Her eyes flicked to the hallway behind me. She leaned in. "Sir," she whispered, voice trembling just enough to matter, "your wife is in private dining room number 5. A pause. With her boyfriend. The world didn't explode. It clarified. I stood, calm, steady. My legs didn't shake. That surprised me more than the betrayal. As I walked down the corridor, the carpet muffled my steps, like the building itself was complicit. Room 5 was dim, intimate, candlelight reflected off polished silver. I pushed the door open slowly. And that's when my breath finally caught. Because the man sitting across from my wife was not who I expected. Shock is quiet. It doesn't scream, it listens. My wife's hand was resting on his, familiar, practiced. The smile she gave him was the one she used to give me before life dulled it. The man looked up, older, confident, perfect posture. A face I had memorized in childhood photographs and boardroom frames. My father. Blood doesn't rush when it drains. I didn't speak. I stepped back before they noticed me. The hallway received me like a coffin, narrow, controlled, mercifully silent. Infidelity was one thing. This was architecture. Years of design. Memories rearranged themselves without permission. His sudden interest in our marriage, the way he defended her during arguments, the private lunches, the shared looks I had misread as respect. I laughed once, soft, ugly. Denial tried to rise. I crushed it. Denial is a luxury for people who don't want answers. I wanted precision. I paid the bill, tipped well, thanked the waiter. Politeness is a weapon when used correctly. That night, I didn't confront anyone. I kissed my wife's cheek when she came home late. I told her I was tired. I slept with my back to her. Inside, something ancient woke up. I became observant. Phone records, calendar gaps, credit card charges that didn't align with business trips. I watched patterns form like bruises under skin. I requested my birth certificate, medical history, old documents my mother had guarded too carefully. I booked a private DNA test under a shell account. Externally, I was normal. Internally, I was surgical. I met my father for coffee. He spoke about legacy, about trust, about bloodlines. I nodded, smiling, letting him drown in his own irony. At home, my wife grew careless. Confidence will do that. She hummed while texting. She stopped hiding the phone at night. She believed the lie had matured into safety. I didn't rush. Truth doesn't rot if you store it properly. When the envelope finally arrived, thick and white and definitive, my hands were steady. I already knew what it would say. Evidence doesn't shock, it confirms. I read it anyway. Probability of paternity, 0%. My father was not my father, but he was my wife's lover. The symmetry was almost elegant. I invited them both to dinner, neutral ground, private room, number 5. They arrived separately, sat together, nervous now. Animals sense when the trap is already closed. I slid the folder across the table. No words, just paper. My wife opened it first. Her face collapsed inward. My father reached for it, stopped halfway. He already understood. Silence did the work. "You planned this," my wife whispered. I nodded once. My father finally spoke. "You don't understand." "I understand perfectly," I said, calm, almost bored. "I just wanted to see which of you would break first." She cried. He didn't. That told me everything I needed to know. I stood. "I've already filed for divorce," I said, "and submitted the DNA results to the board." My father's eyes widened for the first time. "They value optics," I continued. "Sleeping with your son's wife while falsifying lineage? Not great for investors." I leaned in. "You taught me strategy," I whispered. "This is me listening." I walked out while they stayed seated, trapped in the ruin they built together. No shouting, no violence, just extraction. I didn't feel victorious. Victory implies desire. I felt empty in the cleanest way possible. Some people lose their past and chase it forever. I let mine burn. Ash is lighter to carry. Family is not blood. Love is not loyalty. And betrayal, when fully exposed, loses its teeth. I changed my number, my name, my future. They still think about me. I don't think about them at all.